Alright, so this is going to be your first app. So I'm going to review again one more time. We plan to just learn how to use the palette tools and the properties to create something like this. So let me show you one more time. So let me first save the project. Now you can always go to project, right? Start new project. So we're going to start from scratch, make it quick this time. So we're going to name Alien as the project. Alright, so we're going to start to look at how to create apps, right? So this is a blank project. We said this is called a screen, so this is properties for screens. I can make the contents to center to screen, the bottom of the screen. I can change the background color, or I can just use an image. So we use an image. Browse to the space image. Okay, so we just change the background of the screen. Okay, now this is the title. We just leave it as default as screen 1. We're going to drag a button. So that's a button. And the button can also change the text. I'm going to take away text and use an image instead. So go to image, right? And upload a file, which is, I have the GIF file for this guy. So when we have the .gif, it's animated. Okay, so you can always change the size, width, and height. Now at this point, we have this guy showing, and let's say we happy with the look at this point. If you want to add more, we can add more buttons with another guy's images. But let's talk about how to program this first. So the key point is just set the look, right? This is the page where you do the look. We call designer page. And the code is we just use the blocks. And the block is, it's just like when you play puzzles, you don't need to really understand the languages of the code. This is just simple basic. The objective of this is just make sure that you understand the logic, right? So the first one is designing, and the second one is the blocks, where you're going to do the programming. Now, let's say when we click the alien button, we want the alien to talk. So how do we do that, right? So we have the button 1. You see, if I leave the name as default, it's going to name button 1. But if I just going to name it, change the name to let's click on, let's rename the buttons, rename right here. So we're going to name it to alien, right? And the screens, we click on the screen and we rename the screen to title here to space. Now let's go to blocks. So the title still space. Let's click on the screen. Title is going to be space now. Let's see if we can rename the screen. Seem like by default it will not let us do that. That's fine. Now we come to blocks. So the button changed to alien, right? So now I'm going to drag this. When the alien click, do what you want to do. I want you to talk, right? So when you say talk, it's going to be text, right? Text, yes, that's the word that I want to do. But we want an actions, right? Go back to do. Let's see if we have any do. Now, the reason I know that this will not belong to this because it's just like puzzles. We're looking for something with that, right? Curve down like that. So we want to set the alien to do something. Right click, set the alien background, alien enable to set. So we know that we're missing something to set speech, right? So we can go back to designer and see if we can add that, like maybe under media, sounds. There you go. We need to make a sound. So we're going to drag the sounds in to the screen to use. So sound. So we have the sounds, right? Now we're going to go back to blocks. There you go, sound. Set sound 1, source 2, right? Let's see, to say hello world. Alright, so seems like it looks good. Now we just need to test this. Okay, how to test this? We can go to connect. Now, like I said, there are 3 ways to test. First one, if you use AI companion, what you need to do is on your phone, has to be the Android, you're going to download the AI2 app, okay, and then you scan that. After you download the app, scan that, it's going to load the program on your phone, and then you can test that, or you can enter the code. Okay, another one is use Emulator. If you don't have the Android phones, you can use Emulator. So Emulator is going to be something look like this after you install the emulator. Okay, it's going to start by default. When you start your machine, Emulator is going to start just like Emulator phone, like that. Okay. Now the third way is through the USB, right? If you do through, I'm going to let the emulator run. When you connect, you should see USB. That means you can connect directly to your phone, okay? And it's going to test on your phone. That's the third way. Now, let's see if you run emulator, it's going to take a while to load, okay? We can use the how to get emulator. Okay, so let me show you. So App Inventor2 download. All right, so this is just an instruction how to install the emulator. Like I said, if you have the phone, you don't have to worry about these steps. Okay, set up emulator. Like I just shown you, we just run emulator. Let's go load something like that. Okay, now you should follow these steps, okay, in order to have your emulator ready to test.